So I do videos like this every so often, not every season, but for seasons that I'm very excited for. My top 10 upcoming anime for the summer season that you should watch. Some of these will include sequels and some of them will be completely new titles, but this video may be a bit longer and I know what you're here for, so let's just get into the list. I will throw out a few honorable mentions for you guys. Tanya the Evil, which I haven't seen yet, Bleach, 100 Girlfriends, Polar Opposite Season 2, Grand Blue Season 3. Those two, I've read them, so I just won't watch them. That's why they're in the honorable mentions list. And lastly, though I am an inept villainess, shout out to my friend and fellow small anime YouTuber Musings by Danon. He often recommends me series and I know they're very good, so I can't wait to see that anime. But now for the actual list. At number 10, we will start off with Black Torch. This is a series that had a pretty quick end for its manga from what I've seen, but it sounds very cool to me. Although he may appear rough and tumble, Jiro Azuma's compassionate side emerges when it comes to the furry critters he can communicate with. But Jiro's soft spot for animals gets him in major trouble when a suspicious stray cat fuses with him, granting him amazing power but also dragging him into humanity's hidden battle against powerful Japanese spirits. This looks like a very high-octane action anime, and I'm here for it. The animation looks stellar and the character designs magnificent. Even though I've stepped out of being a pure shonen meathead, I still enjoy some shonen here and there. Coming in at number 9, we have our first true romance of the list, Rich Girl Caretaker. The story follows our main character, Itsuki Tamanari, who accidentally gets dragged into a kidnapping attempt on Hinako Konohana. She's a young lady from one of Japan's most powerful elite families. At school, Hinako puts up a flawless, brilliant facade to maintain her family's reputation, but behind closed doors she is a completely hopeless, lazy slacker with zero real-world skills. After saving her, Itsuki essentially becomes her personal caretaker, managing her chaotic private life so her public image doesn't shatter. Now I haven't read this one yet, so I can't tell you exactly how the drama unfolds, but the premise gives off major Pet Girl of Sakura Hall vibes, which is a series I absolutely love. Now moving on to number 8, we have Bang Dream Yume Mita. Now this isn't exactly a sequel, but a brand new spin-off. I'm pretty sure I've watched every single iteration of the franchise so far, so I'm definitely not gonna stop at this point. To be completely transparent, I had to dig really hard to find info on this because from what I've seen, I haven't seen too much promotion for it. The original Bang Dream was the anime that actually got me into the entire music anime genre, and I was blown away by it. The franchise has always delivered incredible music and tragic, deeply relatable character writing. Because of that, whenever they put out something new, I'm instantly locked in. The new cast for Yume Mita looks incredibly cool and colorful, and apparently they're going to be a virtual band made up entirely of VTubers. I have no idea how that's going to work out, but I trust the team behind Bang Dream completely, so I can't wait to check it out when it drops. At number 7, we have our very first sequel on the list, Shibou Yuugi. This is a series that I started back during the winter season and it's already getting a sequel movie. The story follows Yuki. She's a 17-year-old girl who just so happens to be a professional death game player. You heard that right, a professional death game player. While most people end up in these lethal games by mistake or pure desperation for money, Yuki enters and competes in these games religiously for a specific reason that I won't spoil for you. To survive her lifestyle, you have to be insanely calculated. Yuki constantly watches people die, both people she's genuinely connected with and people she just can't stand. She is a phenomenal main character and the animation for the series is absolutely stunning. When I was looking at the upcoming seasonal lineups, I was honestly shocked to see a movie announced. I just assumed it would take years before we got any more content for this show, and I have never been happier to be wrong. This time the movie is going to be taking her to a remote island packed with experienced veteran players just like her, so this is easily going to be her biggest challenge yet. If you haven't checked out the first season of this series, you definitely need to watch it before the movie drops. At number 6, we have Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games. This is a manga that I've been wanting to get into for a while, so when the anime adaptation was announced, I was absolutely ecstatic. The story follows Aya. She's a girl attending an elite academy for prestigious, proper young ladies. She idolizes the school's perfect student, Shirafuji, but one day, Aya catches her doing something unexpected, absolutely sweating over a fighting game. Since Aya is a secret gamer herself, you can pretty much guess where things go from here. What drags me in is the premise. We get plenty of anime about people getting sucked into video game worlds like Shangri-La Frontier or SAO, but we rarely get a series about just the raw passion of playing competitive games in real life. And as a fighting game fan myself, I cannot wait to see how they handle this. Even Street Fighter is doing a collaboration with this series, so you know the community has some real faith in it. This is definitely one to watch out for. Also, it's a Yuri anime. It has a Yuri tag on it, so my Yuri fans, you can watch this. At number 5, we have One Piece Heroines. Now, I haven't actually read the source material for this one, but I am incredibly excited to watch it. It follows multiple women from the franchise, and they aren't doing anything groundbreaking or doing anything with high stakes. They're just chilling for the most part. We get to see Nami out shopping and just talking to people, or Boa Hancock just sitting around gushing about Luffy, because the world of One Piece, which happens to be my favorite anime of all time, is so massive. This gives us a perfect relaxing break. It just goes to show how much amazing diverse content you can pull from this verse. I will be there most definitely. At number 4, we have another romance series, but it has a massive twist. I Want to Love You Until Your Dying Day. The story follows our main character Sheena. She lives in a mysterious orphanage where death is just a regular part of her daily life. The girls here have no families. Instead, they're raised from childhood to be weapons of war, taught to kill and take lives without a second thought. But everything changes for Sheena after her roommate passes away and she meets a strange girl covered in blood who is actually smiling from this fact. This girl introduces herself as Mimi, and there are rumors circulating around her. People claim she's an immortal being who literally cannot die. It is an absolutely insane premise, and for all my Yuri fans out there, yes, this is a girl's love series. Most of the ones I've seen tend to be pretty tame, but this one sounds completely unhinged, bro. I won't lie to you. I'm incredibly curious to see how they balance the romance with such a dark and brutal world. Coming in at number 3, we have another highly anticipated sequel on my list, Trapped in a Dating Sim Season 2. I am so incredibly excited for this one. The series follows Leon. He's a guy who gets reincarnated into a brutal otame game world that he knows all too well. In this society, women hold all the political and social power, leaving a background mob character like Leon with zero prospects at all. But because he knows every single cheat code and exploit in the game, he ends up being completely overpowered when he needs to be. Honestly, Leon is easily one of my favorite main characters in the entire isekai genre because he is just hilarious as hell. I don't usually do this for many series, but I actually went out and bought the light novels for it. The series is that fun. Also, I'm typically not a big fan of mecha anime, but the mech action in the show completely delivers. The story matches it despite that. If you haven't watched season 1 yet, please do it now before it comes out. At number 2, this is a series that features arguably my favorite romance manga of all time, and it is finally getting an anime. Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. I cannot even begin to tell you how happy this makes me. The story follows Sasaki. He is a 40-year-old businessman who is constantly stressed and exhausted from the daily, everyday corporate life. Like anyone trying to survive adulthood, he needs a way to take the edge off. For him, that means two things: smoking and visiting his local supermarket just to see the cheerful smile of his favorite cashier, Yamada. One day he goes to the store and realizes Yamada isn't on shift. Disappointed, he walks around to the back alley to have a smoke, where he runs into a heavily pierced and strong-willed woman named Tayama. The two of them end up hitting it off, and they start meeting regularly behind the supermarket just to smoke, talk about life, and vent about their problems. This series deeply resonates with me. As adults, we all go through it, and we all need a healthy or maybe slightly unhealthy way to unwind and connect with someone. They've already released a few short mini episodes to hype up the series, and seeing the entire anime community fall in love with this series just makes me so happy. It's a bit of a slow burn, but the relatability of the story makes it a masterpiece. And finally, coming in at the number 1 spot, Mushoku Tensei. It feels like it's been so long since we've seen this world. I used to make videos covering every single episode that dropped, and honestly, there are only 2 series on my entire channel that I've ever made this kind of dedication towards. As we know, this story follows Rudis, a guy who was reincarnated into a fantasy world after a past life filled with regret. Determined not to waste a second chance, he becomes someone who studies diligently and works incredibly hard, eventually mastering both magic and swordsmanship. But the power system isn't what makes the series legendary to me. It's the sheer quality of the writing, the emotional depth, and how the author handles character trauma. The fights are undeniable, absolutely amazing, but the raw human writing is what sets Mushoku Tensei miles apart from anything else in the isekai genre, aside from ReZero. Plus, we finally see Eris making her massive return this season. Word on the street is we haven't seen anything yet, and this is exactly where the story truly starts to pop off. But that is going to do it for my list, everyone. Thank you all for watching this video. Quick side note before you guys kill me in the comments, I didn't include ReZero on this list because it's technically the second half of a season that was already airing, so I wanted to give the spotlight to some other series. Please make sure you catch up on all the previous seasons that I named if they are getting sequels, if you're behind. And definitely check out the new series on this list if they weren't on your radar yet. Let me know down in the comments which upcoming anime you're hyping up the most, and I will see you guys in the next one.